And welcome along and welcome back to Meadow Grove Farm. We've gone overnight and as you can see, the canola is growing nicely here in field 2. In field 3, we actually have it ready to harvest. Yeah, if we just head over this way here. You can see here in field 3, it's ready to harvest. But I'm not quite ready to do this yet. I'm not quite ready to get the harvest going on here. I want field 2 to grow as well. So let's just jump through our hedge here. And so we need to get some more fertilizer on field 2. It's unfortunately too late for field 3. We only have one stage of fertilization on field 3. Field 2 we can still fertilize, and in actual fact, if I take the weeds off of field 14, you can see, well, field 14 needs everything doing to it, but it also needs another thing of stuff, so we're going to sort that as well. We're going to do lime and plough field 14 after we've harvested it this time. But our focus first here is field 2. So we're going to jump in our case here, which currently has fertilizer in it, but we're going to drop this off because we're not going to fertilize it with this. We are going to fertilize it with our sprayer. Because at this stage that is the best one to do it with. Now this might have herbicide in it. I don't think it does. I think we've got fertilizer in here. You might also notice we have 130,000. That is because overnight the BGA sold. Oh, we do have fertilizer in here. The BGA sold all of our silage that we did, and as a result, we've ended up with a massive amount of money. To the point where we can buy another field. We basically have got enough money to buy another field. So I'm going to have a look at fields. I'm going to see what it is we could buy with this. And hopefully we can buy something that has crop in it. For example, field 4, I think is probably in our price range. Right next to our farm. And has a full crop in it. So we're going to get this done now. And then we're going to go field shopping, I think. And then we are going to be in a position where we can do a massive harvest coming up. Which will just, which should mean that we should buy this field essentially for nothing. Because our harvest will cover all of that. And it just means that our farm is growing very nicely. We might invest some more in the cows as well. But to start off with, we are going to get this field sprayed and sorted, and hopefully this means that we're going to up the yield of it to a point where this is going to be a really good yield on this field. So that makes me very happy and should be great. So yeah, let's get this sprayed. Right, so that is the headland sprayed. We're going to head into the field now, and hopefully this is a pretty good position for this. Let's just have a quick check. Yeah, it's not too bad. We've got a bit of an overlap. We've got plenty of spray, though, plenty of fertilizer with which we can do this. So that is all good. I just want to basically cover this field, get this in the best place. And then, as I said, when we get to the end of this, we're going to go and have a look and see what fields are available. See what there is that we can buy that is ready to harvest, because that is really what we want to be doing. And then over this episode and next episode, well, I think this episode is going to be very much a preparation for harvest. Next time we're probably going to end up harvesting the fields and harvesting several of them by with any luck, which might happen over a period of a couple of episodes. Because obviously we're going to have a decent amount of fields available to us, but we can get the combine going as well. We can get some course play going while we're doing other stuff as well, because we don't want to be doing all harvesting for several episodes, unless you guys tell me otherwise. Of course, if you guys want to see lots of harvesting, just let me know. Right, we're just going to go down the middle of the field here because we have got an area here that needs doing. Actually, an area at the top of the field that's been missed as well. Right, get ourselves on the right trajectory. Yeah, and that is then covering that. should mean we get a really good crop of canola off here, which is absolutely fantastic. That should be really, really good. Now, I'm really tempted, actually, to buy a grass field. So if we can buy a grass and a standard field, then we might do that. I'm also really tempted to see if we could possibly buy a tractor. So it's basically, what do we have available to us? Yeah, that's a pretty good coverage. A couple of small areas, but nothing that isn't too bad. So let's fold that up. Not great doing that in the crop, but that'll be fine. And get this out of the field. And we're going to go head up to field 14 now and get that sprayed as well, before we go and spray that with some herbicide too, which will be great, because that field is that field is a little bit hamstrung because it needs lime and ploughing as well. Up at field 14, and yeah, you can see, wow, look at those weeds. But we also need to get the fertilizer on it. So let's unfold this, get this sprayed with some fertilizer, and then we can come back and get it sprayed with some herbicide as well, and just really get this ready, get this wheat field ready. And as I said, we are going to see exactly what we can buy. Oh, do have enough fertilizer in here. There we go. And this will be easier for us to see because the crop isn't quite so thick, so we can actually see more easily where we've been. We've got a great demand on at the moment. I don't think there's anything that we I don't think we've got anything in storage to actually sell. So yeah, nothing we can really take advantage of. Around there. Yeah. And then around back. Pretty good. We'll be through this field in 3 full runs. I'm just trying to see exactly where we are. Again, easier if we do it that way. Although we need to turn off that and that and that. Yeah, we're doing pretty well. Wasting a little bit there, but otherwise good. And yeah, this is what we can do after this is we shouldn't need to do any more spraying for a while after this, unless we buy a field that's not quite finished. That's the other thing. We could spray herbicide and spray, as we've shown on previous occasions. We did it on Peterville in the live stream the other night. One way you can spray, you can get full fertilizer on a field in one go, is to spray it with fertilizer. So get your first fertilization stage in, then spray it with herbicide, and then go and spray it with fertilizer again, because the herbicide resets the fertilization status of a field, which is can be quite useful if you're suddenly caught a little bit with your pants down and are in desperate need to get your field fertilized before it passes that final growth stage, or even if you're playing like we are, where it can go 2 growth stages overnight. You know, you need to get that fertilization in, and really last time we should have used that method on field 3, but I completely forgot. There we go. But we have got this field done now. So this is fully fertilized. It does need weeding, so we're going to go and head back to our yard now, empty this of fertilizer and put some herbicide in, come back, and yeah, I'll get this sprayed again. So we're doing a fair amount of spraying to start off here, but we will be moving on and doing other stuff in a bit as well. Back at our yard, and it's around the back here. We can just drop this off. Now, I think our mobile tank, our horse tank here has herbicide in it. We definitely have herbicide in this little tank here. So I'm just going to back this up, unload the fertilizer, and then we'll back up to our herbicide here and fill up off that. Now 20% would be enough, so I think we've got enough in this tank actually. Yeah, 52% is going to be enough for us to do the whole field. So we'll head back out with this and we'll get field 14 sprayed again. So a little bit of deja vu here. We're heading back down there. We're going to get this field sprayed. And then it'll be done. So here we are back at field 14. It's not often I like to do 2 jobs like this at once. You know, the same job be a little bit repetitive like this, but we won't do the whole field this time like we did last time. We'll just get this started. And there you see, bye weeds. So we'll get this done and we'll come back and we're going to go and have a look at where we might be able to buy somewhere next. There we go, field 14 all done and dusted. Turn that off, fold it up, and we'll go drop this off back at the yard. And then we're going to go and look at what our options for our next purchase might be. I think we also have field 15 here ready to cut some grass on. So we want to get some more silage work going as well. Back into the yard. And we'll just go park this up. Yeah, park this up in the shed next to this, because this is where we'll drop it off. There we go. Probably want to get some proper wheels back on this, but that will do for now. And let's have a look at our map and see what's available. So yeah, we're pretty well covered at the moment. So several fields that are actually pretty good for us to buy. Buying 17 and 18 back would be good. Field 20 would be good. Field 4 would be good. Field 13 would be good. Sort of anything around about our farm. So if we bring this all back up. And let's have a look at what is ready to harvest. So field 12 is ready to harvest. Field 4 is ready to harvest. Field 24 is ready to harvest. And they have what in them? 12 has oats. 4 has soybeans. And 24 also has soybeans. So we'll have a look at the prices of those. 4 is 64,000. 12 and 11 are a pair at 95,000. 24 is 41,000. Now that's quite interesting. We could take field 4 and field 24 and still have money left over. We've got 110 for that. 65 field 20. Although I don't know what field 20's got in it at the moment. Field 20 currently has cotton in it, but it is withered. So that would be a good field to buy, but it is withered cotton, and I don't think we really want that. I do think field 4 is a good choice. Of all the fields that are ready left to harvest, field 4 is a pretty good choice. I think we do have lots and lots of contracts all over the place. So I'm going to buy field 4, which is a good buy. That leaves us with 66,000. We could take field 24. We could take field 19. We could take field 13, actually. Field 13, though, is cultivated. So field 13 is about ready for us to do some work in if we wanted to. I don't think there are any grass fields overly. Field 19 we could take. That's up near our farm. Field 16, again, is another field that's near our farm for 65,000. So it's really a toss-up between 16 and 13, which would centre our farm around the horses here. The horses themselves, that's 54, but I don't really want to go for that. So I am going to take field 13, but I am going to wait to take it. I'm going to wait till it's got a crop in it. And hopefully it'll have a crop that we can do something with rather nicely. So, yeah, for now we're going to hold the money back. We're not going to spend everything we've got. And we are going to jump into our Lexian, because there's not actually much else for us to do around the farm. As I said, we got some grass we could cut, but we might as well get this field of canola cut and ready. So we'll hook this up. There we go. And our Lexian is quite a good place here, really. Perfectly positioned for us to get this cut. So we will leave it to open. Down we go with our header and in. So yeah, it's a busy day here on the farm. We have a lot to do and a lot to crack on with. And I'm rather pleased. Everything's kind of come together quite nicely. We're probably at a point where, I don't know how much money we have now. Whether we're beyond the £500,000 threshold that we can borrow. But we've got 4 fields in fact, with crops in them, that we're going to make money off. Right, we've got a gate open into the field here, so we're going to turn this corner and get this closed. So plan, as always, is to get 2 headlands done. We get those knocked out, and once we got those knocked out, we'll cut into the centre of the field. 3 headlands, we've discovered over time, seems to be a little bit much. And this combine is capable of sorting itself and turning within the space of 2 headlands. So we go with that. We've got another one here. So let's close this gateway. Of course, this gateway is great for us to go and get into the next field. But we're going to be going round to field 4 to do the next cut. Whether we get to that this episode, I don't know. But we'll probably give it a go. See how much time we have left. First headland just about done, and that missing piece of fertilizer, that missing stage of fertilization is really taking its toll. We're only got 31% off this headland, which is not great. We're going to be it's going to be a while before we fill. We're not going to get more than a single trailer off here, I don't think. Oh, stuck on something. There we go. So yeah, not going to much more than a single trailer off here, unfortunately. But it does mean that we're going to easily knock out both headlands before we need to empty. In fact, I think we're going to be able to cut in before we need to empty. So yeah, that's we've no need to get our tractor and trailer down here just yet. I think we're going to be carting with our hired tractor, simply because, well, we've still got the case on its care wheels. Unless we send, what we might do actually is still take out the 3rd headland and set a hired worker going on here while we go and switch the wheels on the case, so that we can go and get the trailer down here. And so we're not using the tractor that we got hired, rather than the day-to-day tractor that we actually have to use on the farm. End of the 2nd headland, and we're not even 2/3 full. So we are very much in the position now where I think we'll take out the 3rd headland. Despite what I said earlier on, we'll take out the 3rd headland. It will give the hired worker enough space to turn around. We also won't be full off that. We're still going to be at about 90%, I think. So we're going to have quite a bit of run around to do before we can go and sort out and empty this. But yeah, it should still work. We shouldn't have the combine standing there too long. I just hope that we can get the most out of this. It's not a massive yield we're getting out of here. We do need fields and fields and fields, which is why I'm eager to reinvest and buy fields, especially fields that have crops in them ready for us to harvest. Which is why we bought field 4, but we've not bought field 13, because it's not quite ready to harvest. I'm actually tempted, if next time we're looking at doing grass for silage, to buy field 16. And then we can do the silage on it. We'll earn enough money off doing silage on 16 to buy field 13. And yeah, that would be a good way to go. That would give us another grass field. So I think at the end of this we are going to buy 16. We've got our eyes on 13 and 20, and it's quite a lot that we have available to us to have a go with. So yeah, we will continue to do that, and we will look to buy field 16, I think. Last bit of headland now, and it'll bring us to the end of the field here. And once we've done that, what we can do is head back down this way. So we'll lift up our header, like so. Head back over here, and we're 85% full, so we're not even the 90% I predicted. But we should have enough space for our combine to turn around now under a hired worker. So we'll set this off here, like so. And then we're going to go and jump in this, drop off our sprayer like this. And I think we'll leave the trailer here while we pop up to the main farm and get the wheels changed on this. Because this will then be ready to do karting, and it won't cost us anything for using it because we own this tractor. But yeah, doing karting with the care wheels is not something we want to do. It's not an advisable way to go, really. I still can't believe that's cotton in that field, in field 20. I think what we're going to have to do is see if there's a contract in field 20 to get rid of that cotton before we go anywhere near buying it. There we go, into the yard, round we go. And we might have to take care of our cows next time as well. We're getting to the point on the farm actually where there's a lot to do, where we're suddenly getting really busy, where we've suddenly got a whole lot of stuff going on. There we are, and there, and customize. There's some interesting wheels on this. Twin wheels, narrow, wide tyres. So we want to put the wide tyres on. We'll go with that. Doesn't cost us anything because we previously had them on. Do that. And let's go get our trailer. Hooking up to our trailer now. So back the Maxim up. Like so. Hook it on. And away we go. This brown trailer is actually really cool. I really like this. Works an absolute treat. In actual fact, I'm surprised. Oh, our combine has just reached 100%. Yeah, there we go. So we're going to have to move our combine out of the crop. Because, of course, we can't empty there. So we'll do that. And then we can just jump into here. Take our hired worker off. Hopefully just swing it back round like this until we can empty it. There we go. Now that that's finished, and put our auger in. Now this trailer I think takes 3 loads off this Lexion. It's quite a big trailer for what we have. We could probably get away with having something a bit smaller. Would probably be a better fit for what we have on this farm, because this is not a huge tray. This Brohan. Brohan. It's 42% off a single thing, so it takes about 1.5 loads off the combine. So not bad at all. So I'm just going to check on our cows quickly and see what the status of those is. So our cows actually are pretty good. Pretty good across the board. They're at 79% productivity. It's because they could do with mixed rations. So we're in a position where we could go and sort our mixed ration. I think. Let's have a look here and see what we've got in the way of feed trailers. So in the way of feed trailers here, we have got for chopping bales. So that's not a mixer. That is a transporter. So we've got the Andersen here, the 700 and the 9. Those are too expensive for what we've got. The Silo King here is 53,000, so we could afford that. That would actually be within our price range. And the Little Coon Knight, actually, that is perfectly within our price range. So, I think if we can get this to work with our tractors, then this would be a really, really good purchase for us on this farm. So, let's buy this. And while our combine is doing stuff, we're going to head down and go and pick it up. And what we're going to use to pick it up is this. Our little fent. We are going to just tip what we've got in the bucket back onto the pile. Like so. We can actually just put it just inside here. There we go. That will do nicely there. Then we're going to drop off our bucket. Drop off our front loader. And then really reverse up and drop off our weight. Now, it's not often we actually see this tractor without anything on it. In fact, what I think I'm going to do is, because this is so light at the front now, we do need to put the weight on the front. So we'll switch over to that, drop it off, and turn ourselves around and make sure we still have enough weight on the front of this. Now, of course, we won't be using this when it comes to actually doing the thing. That just looks so odd. We won't be using this when it comes to actually doing the feed mixing. But what we will be doing is using this to fill the feed mixer. But it's the tractor we have available at the moment, so let's get this down to the shop and get our feed mixer collected. Down at the shop now, and I've opened the front window on this fence, which I quite like. And I just love how odd this tractor is. I know people keep asking me to replace it on this map, but I am in love with this tractor. It is just such a wonderful little oddity. And it is something, as I've said, part of the reason why I love it is it is a tractor that we had on the farm. We had one of these. And so, yeah, that's partly why I'm in love with it. Partly why I like it so much. It just, for me, it brings back some memories of stuff that I just went, oh, that's just odd. So, yeah. It's the first fent I've ever knew my family owned. Was one of these. My uncle now runs fence on his farm, but yeah, at the time it was the only fent that my family had running. Right, gonna get this back to the yard, and then we're gonna see where our combine is. It's only at 14% at the moment, so it's gonna be a little while. So the tractor's struggling to get up this hill, and I've suddenly realised why. The tractor is at 100% wear and tear. So we're going to get this, once we get this back to our yard, we're going to get it repaired. Because obviously that is affecting its power output. That's affecting its ability to do stuff. So yeah, we really, really need to get this tractor sorted. So once we get back to the yard, we'll get it into the workshop and get it fixed up. Back in the yard with this now, and I'm just going to park our mixing wagon up here in the cow yard. Like so. Oh, that's gone round fairly quickly, but that's alright. There we are. Drop that off, and we'll take this back down to our workshop where we can get it repaired up, because yeah, this is massively in need of some work. Around here. There we go. And into our workshop. Park it up. And we'll get it fixed up. Repair it. 384, so not much to do that. But that's that done and dusted. So back over to our harvest. So we're back on our canola field now and making some good, nice progress on this. We are 52% full on the combine. We've cut in as well. So we're working our way across the field. We're going to get at least another, and do you know what? I think we are going to be pretty close to getting an entire trailer off this. Simply because well, I don't know actually. It's one of those difficult things to estimate, because we have got 55% in the combine, but it's taken us a fair whack to get to this sort of level. So it may be that the rest of this field fits in this tank. It would be, it's going to be interesting if it does. We're going to have most of a trailer off here, which is pretty good. I'm kind of considering, as I said earlier in the episode, considering on getting rid of the trailer we've got and getting something slightly smaller, something that holds maybe 16,000 litres. Because I think our current trailer might hold as much as 20,000 litres. I think as I said, I think it holds 2.5 tanks off here. But we'll see where we go, because I don't exactly know what I'm going to do with this series when Seasons comes out. I'm really kind of getting back into it. So we will see how we go. We may take a short break and come back when the map gets updated. Maybe with the same equipment, and see where we go from there. But for now, certainly, I'm enjoying this map immensely. Cutting in again, and yeah, pretty cool. We are 72%. We're on the last section of this field, and it's yeah, it's definitely. Yeah, at this point, I'm happy to call it and say all of this is going to fit in the tank on this combine. We've got about 4 more strips to do, I think. We've got that tuft in the middle of the field over there that wasn't quite enough width in the header to get. We've got, we may not quite have enough width in the header to get all of the bit to the left of us here. And yeah, certainly on this bit we don't have enough width. So maybe 5 runs to go in total on this block. But yeah, looking good, looking very nice. Considering that we know we don't have the maximum yield off this, it's quite something. There we go, and up and in and through. So that is. Oh, it's only just not enough width to do it. Last couple of rows, and then this field will be done and dusted. We'll have probably about, I reckon we'll have about 16,000 litres off this field. Which is not bad. Not bad at all, considering that we did miss out a stage of fertiliser on it. Which I wasn't overly happy about, but we spent a lot of time. It was actually a good trade-off, because we were spending a lot of time doing the selling of the silage, and as we know, that's really paid off for us. We will probably try and sell some more silage here, or certainly we're going to be trying to get some more silage together during this game day. Right, and get this little bit like so. There we go. Turn that off, and we'll unload it, and then we can find out how much we have got in our trailer. So empty that out there. I'm gonna put the header down and turn off the engine while that is filling. Wouldn't really be able to do that without the engine on. Here we go. Oh, just shy of 16,000. So I'm going to go and tip this. 15,853 litres. Not bad at all. We would have had, yeah, we would have had nearly 20,000 litres off this field, I think, had we have got the full fertilisation on it. As it is, we didn't, so unfortunately we don't. But that is a pretty good place for us to end for today. we're going to go and get this tipped. So open our barn here. Plonk this in here. We've got more canola to come, so we will have a good amount for us to sell. For now, though, all that remains is for me to say thank you for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Please give it a like, drop us a comment, and give it a share. And for all the latest videos and live streams from Virtual Farmer, please subscribe to the channel and ring that bell. And I will see you next time. Goodbye.